On April 23rd, that's when the alleged ending of Celeste's life occurred. And then on September 8th, in the back of a Tesla trunk is when those remains of her body were found. There are explicit photos and messages between the two of them showing that they had some sort of intimate relationship. There were pregnancy and aberration discussions happening throughout their text message exchanges.
What? This nigga got her pregnant? YouTube, yo, YouTube, what's good, boys, man? Listen, we are back with another reaction video. Today, we are about to be watching David hearing exposed what everyone missed by my boy, Omizi. Let's go.
The system is finally caught up to what is right and what is wrong, and they are putting singer David on trial for the ending of the life of Celeste, his, at the time, minor girlfriend. It's strange because the internet found this disturbing connection between David and Celeste almost immediately, but it took nearly a year after her remains were discovered and 15 months after prosecutors to say that she was killed for the judge to finally start the David trial. And now it looks like he will have to face some sort of reckoning in the courtroom. The truth that we ultimately suspected about the Celeste and David case is finally coming to light. But the thing is, it took us over a year to get here, and we're trying to figure out why. A judge has ruled there is enough evidence for singer David's murder case to move forward to trial. The decision came after a 5-day preliminary hearing where prosecutors presented evidence in the case involving the death of Celeste Rivera Hernandez. David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, has pleaded not guilty to murder, continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14, and mutilating human remains. He remains in custody without bail, and his next court hearing is scheduled for August 31st. These are words that I think the internet was waiting to hear after a long journey to get to this point, and after the internet detectives did.
My thing is like, bro, like, we all know, you know, he killed her. Like, keep it a buck. We know he killed her, you feel what I'm saying? The biggest thing is like, this shit took almost a year. Look, gang, Tesla car was in his name, remains was in his fucking house, DNA was in his house. Yo, LAPD. You niggas arrest niggas for a pound of weed in a week, 24 hours, then kill a nigga. What? On top of that, bro, it's like, how the fuck is your daughter hanging out with a grown-ass man and you not know her whereabouts? Like, I'm not gonna lie, nigga, arrest David, arrest the parents, gang, because like the parents have a bigger case, a bigger issue going on. Bro, you're a 13-year-old, 14-year-old daughter, however the case may be, however old she was. Why are you letting her out with a grown-ass man and you haven't even met this nigga yet? What? Like, as a parent, the lack of care is all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But now you want to cry. Now that your daughter's gone. You could have saved her though.
Everything they needed to do. I think that people would get that the alleged timeline happened over a year ago. On April 23rd, that's when the alleged ending of Celeste's life occurred. And then on September 8th, in the back of a Tesla trunk is when those remains of her body were found. The arrest of David would come months later in April of 2026, and he would just be ordered to stand trial on July 27th.
Why so long though?
Why so long? The alleged ending of her life all the way up to the arrest, and around 15 months to make some sort of decision about David standing on trial. Now, while I am happy that, you know, we are on the path road, because, you know, I feel like every time I read this headline, I get reminded first, and honestly, importantly, that this girl was just that, a girl. It seems as though this took like so long. And it only took so long for those that were a part of the criminal justice system. For the internet, they didn't need much time to figure out the connection between David and Celeste. Because mind you, a lot of their alleged connections and relationship were sitting right on the internet, on twitter.com, twitch.tv, and Reddit.
Is there media?
I personally don't.
Yo,
these niggas streamed? These niggas was streaming together? David Epstein flight list. David, can you death dive in Norway in August, September? What the fuck is this chat? Asian dipped out. Somebody screen record. Yo, so like they did. No, but we can read lips. Yo, what the fuck is going on? When we getting the clicks on the Promise Manchester, put you in Discord.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete.
Representative from InStream. Nah, she's cooked. When is your next tour? Nigga never. Nigga's going 10 feet deep.
Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes.
They shared photos together. They shared live streams together. They had matching David and tattoos on their bodies. They had a long online relationship. Hell, even her remains were found in the back of a Tesla that was registered to David himself. And on top of that, I think it should be established that David knew that Celeste was a minor of some sort for a very long time. All in all, what I'm trying to paint out there is that these two were clearly not strangers. Everything that was posted online said so, and the only people that were kind of left questioning whether it be true or not seemed to be the police department. Now, I will say what the stuff online didn't prove is how she died, where she was killed at, what caused her injuries, you know, who moved her remains. And I think all of that stuff did put all of the online evidence that would be gathered in court up to question. You can't just go into one of these situations haphazardly and potentially try him without having all of your ducks in a row so that, you know, later down the line, it might not go through the way that you expect it to go. So all in all, while the internet did find the proof of the relationship, the connection between the two, and some of the sick, twisted things that David might have even felt about her through his song lyrics and his music videos, it was still the investigator's job to prove that he was the
This nigga made a whole video about him being his girl. Like, that's the sick part, gang. Like, how do you actually go about making a video about you offing your minor girlfriend? My fault. Would you like? That's sick as fuck.
one who indeed did take her life. But this is where it gets interesting. They finally said that they can charge David with
David, the name of David Burke, was arrested and charged in April with the murder of 14-year-old Celeste and revealed following a month's investigation. Months long. Bitch, it was almost a year. Fuck you talking about? He has pleaded not guilty to charges that include first-degree abuse of. That's so fucking sick, bro. Lawful mutilation of the human remains. So this means right here, lawful mutilation of human remains. So he disembodied her then, I assume, right?
with the ending of Celeste's life. So they must have had some sort of information that was grander than what we even had on social media. And what I found out while doing research for this video is honestly disturbing, but it points to really only one clear answer who could have done this. Chainsaws, cadaver bags, shovels, heavy duty trash bags, cleaning supplies.
The fuck is a cadaver bag? What is a cadaver bag? Holy shit, king. Like a fucking tent. Why would you even, what would you even need this for? You feel me? Like, what would you need this for? What would you even need a cadaver bag for besides doing what he did? Like landscaping? Maybe landscaping? A music video? I don't fucking know. What the fuck?
And much more were all purchased after Celeste's disappearance. Now, I'm no dummy. I'm pretty sure you guys aren't either. We may be unemployed, but that does not mean we're not smart. This all points to a couple of different things being a real possibility. David basically read How to Get Rid of a Body 101 with the stuff that he had bought online. Now, why this stuff does matter is because this raises a potential connection to the concealment, and it supports the prosecution's theory about the timeline that they have about, Celeste and David. And while the purchases don't prove without a shadow of a doubt that there was 100% of murder done by David, I mean, it does create this sort of traceable digital trail that can link you back to this crime that was done. I don't think that most people on a random are purchasing like cadaver bags and cleaning supplies and shovel. What could you even be doing with that? I can't even think of something else.
Like, why the fuck would you want a cadaver bag? For what? What's the reasoning? Like, why? What's the point of having a cadaver bag?
Music video or something like that? I don't know. What could you be doing with this? But it gets even worse for David. They found that there was a connection between David's cell phone and its Tesla, showing that they traveled together, specifically on Highway 54, where Celeste's ID was allegedly found. And to put the icing on the cake, there was even physical evidence found. Apparently there was blood inside David's home and garage. Celeste's DNA reportedly...
If there's blood inside your home, garage, and DNA inside your Tesla car that's registered under your name, how are you saying there's not enough evidence to prosecute this nigga? What? LAPD might be racist, bro. I think if this was any other black nigga, this nigga would be in jail 24 hours after it came out. What the fuck? This nigga might have the best lawyer in the fucking game, even though I don't think it even has a lawyer, so I don't fucking know. That's some cases seem dumb as fuck. Bro, this is dumb as shit. I mean, granted, it's sad that she lost her life over whatever the fuck happened. Actually, the whole situation is sad. Granted, there is some cold cases, like the Nolan Wells case that's going on currently. That's potentially maybe a cold case, because they don't know what the fuck happened. But it's like, bro, if you have all this evidence, why it taking so long to get this nigga in jail? This nigga did a whole concert and a tour while being investigated. What are we doing?
Found on several different objects around David's house. Look, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
he's rich?
It seems as though you're not going to be ducking any of this.
Wait, he's really rich? How rich is David? He can't be that rich. What? This nigga's worth $3 million. 13. Okay, all right. He got money. got money. If he's rich or famous, then yeah. When you're famous, you got money, you can do whatever you want. I mean, yeah, but still, you not above God, my nigga. Fuck. I mean, granted, you got money, but nigga, that tell you that granted, you taking somebody's fucking life.
Anytime soon. And there may be some sort of defense.
But nah,
that
I do think that a rich nigga that goes to jail, dies, that did some heinous shit, their money should be donated, bro. Like, they're not going to use it. His family don't need it. Fuck them, nigga.
That like other people had access to, you know, the property, or the DNA only proves that Celeste was present. The purchases may be innocent, like for a music video. I don't know. Ultimately, the prosecution must connect those pieces together. But based off of what we've been reading, it doesn't seem as though it's going to be a hard puzzle to find. I think at the beginning, it might have been more of like 150 piece or 100 piece puzzle. And now we're down to something that like an 8-piece puzzle, something that I Love Puzzles wouldn't even touch because it's not even difficult enough. David also made the motive very, very easy for the prosecution to put together to show why he potentially was the one who had ended her life. There are explicit photos and messages between the two of them showing that they had some sort of intimate relationship. There were pregnancy and aberration discussions happening throughout their text message exchanges.
What? This nigga got her pregnant? Talk about taking Plan B emergency contract to getting. Oh my God, bro. What's the
happening throughout their text message exchanges. And allegedly there were also threats to expose the relationship that those two had, knowing that this could potentially ruin David's career, seeing as though Celeste was a minor after all. And if you're dumb enough to date somebody who is a minor, get her pregnant, and put all these things out there in the open like that, you probably are dumb enough to panic when she says that she's gonna go public with these things and potentially do something stupid like end her life. So if you're asking why this potentially took so long, about 15 months from the initial ending of Celeste's life all the way up until the point where they're saying that David had to stay in trial, is because while the internet did prove some sort of relationship between the two, the prosecution probably needed some sort of concrete evidence as to why he did these things, what he exactly did, what they can kind of stick him with in the court of law. And to be honest with you, the strength in the evidence comes from both parties working together. I do believe that the prosecution looked at what the internet was putting out there, and then also what they were able to gather doing their due.
Gang, the prosecution did not a damn thing. Yo, bro, I learned more about this David case, about how he died, about how she died, about what time frame, their dating history, all this and a third, through the internet. Bro, this nigga Osmond Gold and what's that nigga? Moist Critical. Them niggas, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Them niggas should go ahead and just be put on any kind of like old case work, and they gonna figure shit out. Promise you. These niggas do more research than the fucking LAPD.
Diligence. And it seems as though they are building an extremely, and I do mean extremely strong case for a dumbass criminal who would do a dumbass thing. And so while that does explain why it took so long for them to finally say that we're gonna put David on trial, it doesn't answer why Celeste was not protected much earlier before any of this even got to this point. I read this People article about why it potentially took so long to arrest David, why it potentially took so long to make him face.
Damn, it's all good, bro. It's all good,
bro. A
bro.
lot of people have, because I know that they are so angry that somebody would do this to somebody so young, but there's a lot to really dig through. Look, I can't talk about all of it on YouTube because I know for a fact this would get age restricted, and I do want this message to get out there because I want this young lady to get as much justice as she potentially can. But let's just say that there were, of course, decomposed remains, but her body was cut up. I mean, it was unrecognizable to a certain extent. The crime scene is very unclear. A timeline needed to be constructed. And ultimately, after an examination, like, there needed to be some sort of cause of death. They also had to persuade, like, the younger people that were involved in the situation to stand up and speak out against whoever David may have done this dastardly deed to this young 14-year-old girl. I understand that the internet might have had David dead to rights almost instantaneously, but this is something that is careful. You don't want this person to walk away after potentially committing a crime. You got to gather the cell phone records, the Tesla data, the purchase history, the internet search records, and witness interviews from people who might be afraid to speak out because they were afraid to speak out about a relationship that shouldn't have been going.
Nigga, what the fuck you afraid for? Why are you afraid to speak out? I see a grown man with a fucking teen with a kid. What the fuck you afraid to speak out for? Dickhead, what are you scared? What are you scared of? What's he gonna do? Come to your house and fucking murder your whole family and bloodline? No, he's a fucking 5'4" blood built ass nigga. Oh fuck, bro! Like I don't understand that shit. Like nigga, like this is why I'm not gonna lie. Like this might be bad to say, but this is why people die because they're afraid to take action. Like bro, if anybody in her family, I'm gonna keep it like if anybody in her family were like had any wherewithal or any like thought to like, damn, maybe I should reach out to my daughter, sister, cousin, niece. And be like, yo, like, are you good? Like, you okay? Like, I'm making sure you straight. Like, we ain't see you in a while. Like, gang, fuck, bro.
On for so long. What makes you think it would be any different in a situation where they need to have him go on trial? And ultimately, the biggest difference between social media and the actual justice system is that they need the actual proof. They don't need the suspicion of it all. I think everybody can acknowledge that it looks very suspicious that this grown adult man is with this 14-year-old girl, but they need concrete evidence to say that he actually did the thing that he did. And ultimately, it's looking like the math is starting to math that David was the one who is behind all this. And while all that stuff can explain why, you know, once she finally did get her life ended, you know, the police decided to take their time about all this. But what doesn't get explained is the years prior to that, when they were having a relationship, when she was under the age of 14 and David is dating her, toting her around on all these tours. He's public with her. People are seeing this grown man with this clearly childlike looking individual and not saying anything. I don't think that's just the prosecutors, but like, where were the parents?
You know, yo, oh my God.
Where were the other adults? Where were the other young adults, teens or whatever that were around David that saw
like,
this,
what?
didn't question anything, say that this was weird, you know, kind of separate.
Like, my thing is though, like, Chad, I have a question for y'all. Like, genuinely, like a genuine question. What do y'all think makes it to where niggas like this actually get off on young, like young kids? Like niggas that Sean just said, I forgot, I don't know what his name is. Nigga that Sean just said, nigga like EDP, like pedos, like what actually makes them get off of this shit? Like how the fuck can you sit there and walk with a kid and be like, oh, I'm sexually attracted to this? How? As a grown man, how? How's that? I don't understand that part. Like, it makes no sense. How? Why? Okay, you have grown ass women, you feel me, with BBLs, you feel me, like built body, but you want kids? But you want gang, you have grown women out. Now granted, if you're like an incel, if you're a nigga that don't get no bitches, even still then, I don't see how, cause you can just go pay for it, bro. You can just go pay for it, like, that shit, like that PDF shit, I never understood that shit. It's like, especially if they're like young, like 5 years old, like that young, it's like, all right, there's something genuinely wrong in your head, mentally speaking. And honestly, you should probably die. Honestly, if his brother did say he should get the death penalty, fuck it. Because you don't care about another person's life.
Themselves from this whole thing. I know that it's tough to get an answer out of all this, and I don't want to put any like specific blame on one person, but I just needed to be clear. If you
nigga, you won't lie, well, nigga, David, nigga, on my mama, nigga, David, he did it, nigga, what? The fuck out say it, nigga. I don't give a fuck that nigga, on God.
I think that the prosecution failed or is failing because they took so long to get, you know, all this evidence together, then I would probably say that you're wrong. But people did fail Celeste nonetheless. And that was all the people who for years turned a blind eye to a grown man being with a 14-year-old child and seeing this relationship progress to an extent where they were getting matching tattoos and just being creepily weird even past the age gap. All in all, the hearing explained why these prosecutors needed so long in order to build a case against David. They wanted to make sure that it was ironclad and concrete. But the harder question is, why wasn't she protected much sooner so that maybe this situation could have been avoided? Only silver lining in all of this is that because David was so stupid in all of this, it seems as though Celeste will get the justice and potentially protection that she needed while she was living in her afterlife. Because it looks like this guy's going down.
YouTube video, Omeezy, David, yeah. Yo, don't like, comment, subscribe for one of these videos. If you see this shit live, we live on Twitch. Come say what's up. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, I'm out of here, motherfucker. I'm gonna see your voice next time.